Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to WoW Classic Era Hardcore and our human rogue. We are picking up right where we left off. I do have a quest to turn in back inside the inn, and then we have to go get skinning. And we have to buy a skinning knife. Thank you guys for clicking on the video and for choosing to join me here today. I appreciate it. And I hope you are all doing well. Okay, maybe they're in the basement? I'm not really sure. Oh, it's William. He's hiding over here, of course.
Good day to you.
It's okay. With a little bit more coffee, I'll eventually wake up.
See you later. Safe travels.
Somebody asked me if I would consider using the AI voice add-on. And like letting the dialogue play out for the quest. I was wondering in a hardcore playthrough how many of you would be interested in hearing the quest. The AI voice add-on is very good. A lot of the time you can't even tell it's AI voices. That's how good it is. And I was curious what kind of interest there is in that. Because I wouldn't mind. It would obviously, you know, it slows down leveling. But we're not exactly in a hurry. But at the onset of this, I was just kind of focusing more from like a gameplay perspective on this playthrough. About, you know, how to survive in hardcore, things we can keep in mind, things we can do to live longer. But if people were interested in hearing the quest read out, I wouldn't mind letting the AI voices run.
Well met. Leave
me a comment if you feel one way or another about it.
Farewell.
A part of me is tempted to just go herbalism and skinning and just sell everything. The other part of me wants to be able to make my own gear. I don't know. Let's do herbalism, alchemy for a while, and maybe we can always go back to leatherworking if we want to. But I kind of feel like just picking up all the herbs, being able to sell them, could be a really big boon. That being said, we don't exactly have an herbalist nearby. There's an herbalist way back here, which is interesting. I might have to go check that out, because I'm really not sure what the deal is with that. Let's get a skinning knife from back in town. I have adjusted some of the sound settings for today's episode, so let me know how things sound. I noticed that I was a little quiet, the music was a little muted, so I boosted a couple things up a bit to see if that makes it a little better. Let me know.
Need help? Light bless you.
Let's prioritize visiting this herbalist trainer and seeing if we can get that going. And we'll do a little bit of fighting along the way. A lot of creatures have social aggro. So if you fight a wolf near another wolf, even if the second wolf is not aggressive, it will usually pull. And that goes for basically any creature. If they are near each other and they are the same creature, you can count on what is called social aggro to pull both of them to you. Something to be careful about even when you're pulling non-aggressive things. Is this place going to be up in like the Secret Hills area? Because I feel like that's where this is at. There's a certain way that we have to get up here. And I've only been up here one time. And I don't exactly know if it's safe. It would probably be easier to run the Stormwind to get this. But we'll see if we can find any way up. I've only managed to get back here once. And that was with you guys guiding me on stream. So, yeah, like this seems like a dead end. This seems questionable. Yeah, it looked promising. Huh. I feel like this does not get us anywhere. That's kind of what I feel like. Yeah, this is not the way. That's fun, it's fun, but it's not the way. Let's not slide off to our doom. We'll give another look around the corner here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really tricky way up. There's one way to get up here. There's a waterfall up there, and there's a couple cottages. I didn't realize that there was an herbalist trainer. But maybe, yeah, somewhere maybe there is. Oh, here we go. Maybe this is not the secret hill I was thinking of. Yeah, I remember the one time we found a secret way up into the hills, and there was a waterfall. This was a lot more straightforward. In fact, if I had zoomed my map in a little bit more, I could have easily seen the little trail leading up here. I was making that a lot more difficult than it needed to be.
There.
That being said, I've never been here before. This is my first time visiting the herbalist trainer in Elwyn Forest.
See you around.
Alright, so we want to track herbs. And now we're headed all the way back down to the south. We need to talk to Billy, fight some boars, and eventually we'll be going into the mine. Someone pointed out to me that we could gouge and then backstab, which is deadly, and I'll definitely be trying to do that sometimes. Remember, the gouge puts them in a little bit of a stun, and it stops our auto attack, so then we can go behind and we can backstab. It's looking really strangely empty in Goldshire today. Ah, there's so many people that are actually here in Elwyn Forest. And with the layering, you just don't really get to appreciate how many people are really playing the game right now. They need to be careful with layering, because sometimes for WoW players, seeing other people in the world is a measure of like how much hype they have to play. You know what I mean? You ever feel like a lot more hype when there's just tons of people running around playing with you? That's kind of how I feel. It's kind of how I always felt on Blood Cell Buccaneers. Every time we had to re-roll, there was just tons of people. And it made it a lot more exciting. So, while layering brings like quality of life stuff to the game, I think they have to be careful with how many layers that they have. And I'm not sure if they're doing that right now. Gonna try to skin this guy. Now, if you're a skinner and you don't want anybody doing what I'm doing, which is grabbing all the things that you've killed, then you can either skin it right away, or if you leave a loot on it, no one else will be able to skin it. I'm assuming this person is not a skinner. Otherwise, I'd hope that they'd be following one of those practices. Either skin it right away, or leave your loot on it until you're ready to circle back and skin. Otherwise, an opportunist like me is going to come along and skin your animals. Just a really easy way to get a bunch of skill ups early on. As well as a bunch of money for, you know, vendoring the stuff. We'll also, before we start vendoring a bunch of stuff, I will check the auction house. Now on Skull Rock, you can only really vendor stacks of light leather for 3 or 4 silver, and I'm pretty sure they vendor for 3 silver. So it wasn't really worth it for me to be putting like the light leather up on the auction house. But maybe here on the Defias Pillager server, which is a full server, maybe the economy will be different by now. We'll check it out before I start vendoring all of the leather and all of the herbs. If I can get like 8 silver or up, then it's worth it for me to make the trip to put it on the auction house. If it's 3 or 4 silver a stack, then I would much rather vendor it, have the immediate cash, and have the inventory space. Eventually, I will start, I will start the quest and start fighting stuff. It's really hard to resist all this leather, though, to be honest. You might want to fast forward like 5 minutes. Because apparently there's an endless amount of leather, and I kind of feel like I'm about to cap this to 75 before I take the quest. It's actually kind of crazy. Well, we could take the quest and we can alternate skinning with a little bit of fighting probably, because yeah, it feels like we're about to cap this here. This will be the easiest that I've ever leveled up skinning. This is how you power level skinning in hardcore. You stand in an area where people bottleneck, where they're killing beasts for a quest in a small area, and you just see if anybody else is skinning, and if nobody else is skinning, you do it. But okay, I will go grab the quest. We will fight some of these guys, I swear. Oh, that's right. We already did that part of it. I completely forgot that we did that part. So now we are going after Gold Tooth. So now we have everything we need to go into the mine. And we'll be looking for candles and gold dust off the kobolds. And we'll be looking for Gold Tooth because he has Bernice's necklace. With this much leather right away, it is almost tempting to go into leatherworking. Maybe we will do that. I'm kind of torn, you know what I mean? Like, I usually am not very good at production professions, but I feel like leather, we get enough resources that I could be good at it. For things like alchemy, and especially things like blacksmithing and engineering, I feel like I never do enough of the material farming. But for leather, we get so much leather all the time. I mean, look at what we've got now. It's kind of incredible just to stand here and be able to do this and just bank a bunch of resources. So yeah, maybe I will turn around and drop herbalism for leatherworking, because I feel like that could work. It would be nice to be able to make some lower level gear for ourselves. That's pretty good. Eventually, you know, we hope to be getting stuff in dungeons and things like that, but it'd be nice to be able to make some stuff too. We're going to cap it out. I'm at 70 right now. And I'm just going to go until we cap it out. And then we'll do the stuff in the mine, and then we'll immediately head back to the leatherworking and skinning trainers. I'll drop herbalism, I'll grab leatherworking. And we'll craft some stuff, because this is great. And hey, whenever we need light leather, we just come here. Yeah, definitely the fastest skinning farm I've ever seen. I've never done it this way, but this is clearly the way to do it. Find an area where players are fighting animals in a small part of the zone, and just see who's not skinning their kills. Guys, we are already capped out. 75 out of 75. Alright, let's go into the mine, and we'll go after the kobolds and goldtooth. Now, talking about best practices for hardcore, you have to be very, very careful in mines. A lot of people say, like, don't go in caves, don't go in mines. You kind of have to. Like, the people that say that, they're probably also going in caves, and they're probably also going in mines, but they're probably being pretty careful about it. The other thing you could do is you could group up. You know, in official hardcore, groups are safety. Just having other people around gives you a measure of safety. But it can be worth it in these places to group up. These guys have a pretty big aggro radius, and I'm obviously not popping stealth soon enough. It's funny because people's mentality seems to be to not group a lot of the time. And I think that's because a lot of people played on the solo self-found servers for a long time. And they just got used to not grouping up. Look at that, he got me there at the very end. And we were actually able to loot the item. I didn't know that he was waiting. But yeah, it's weird. People's first initial reaction doesn't seem to be to group up. It does seem to be to kind of handle things on their own, for the most part. It's nice when you get an invite for a named guy, especially. You need to be especially careful around named guys like Goldtooth, because Blizzard has been kind of tweaking their spawn rates. See how he's respawning every 10 seconds? Yeah, you gotta be really careful. A lot of times the named guys will respawn faster than the normal mobs, unless you're dealing with hyperspawns. So like a couple of things about like named guys, don't ever fight them where they spawn, and just be ready to move out of their area pretty much immediately after killing them. You basically always want to have potions, especially if you are a class that does not have heals. And as soon as you get a potion, keybind it somewhere that you can hit really easily, because the time when you have to hit it it's going to be an emergency. You're going to be in a bad spot. And you're going to want to be able to hit it without thinking too much about where it is. Even if that means you have to click it, then put it somewhere that's really easy for you to click. But ideally it goes on a keybind that you can tap pretty effortlessly. This person's running. Unfortunately, if they successfully run, they're going to drop that guy back onto us. No, they stood and fought him. Okay. Be careful of doing the exact thing I just did. I tagged one of these guys thinking that I want to help this person out. But what could have happened is they could have ran away, and while I'm fighting the one, since their aggro was connected, the other would have came back onto me. Which could have resulted in a really, really bad situation for us. So yeah, always be careful about getting onto other people's aggro chains. The way you'll get onto someone's aggro chain is by attacking anything that they've aggroed that you're not in combat with. Like this guy is... this guy is being crazy. I mean... he's level 11, that's why he's doing this. So he's much higher level than the mobs in the area. So he's probably fine. I still wouldn't be doing that even as a priest, but he wanted the tag so that I couldn't tag him, so he tagged a bunch really quick. Hey, look at that. A small green pouch. We are getting really lucky. Really, really lucky with bags. We're getting really unlucky about stealth. I'm not good at using stealth. I kind of love the rogue class, but I'm also kind of really bad at using stealth. I'm really bad at staying out of their detection range. Another bag? Are you kidding me? What is going on? That's pretty insane. I don't think I've ever gotten bags back to back. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten bags back to back. We're using up a lot of luck. I ought to be careful. Now this is a dangerous situation. It would be possible maybe to have run from this. If you were going to run, you wanted to run immediately. I'm going to stick it out. But we're going to have to immediately eat some food here to get our HP back up. Which is also dangerous because stuff could respawn around us any second. And the food we have is not very good. I don't really want to fight Goldtooth again. I don't need him, and he's going to come with an ad, which will make him pretty tough, so I'm going to skirt around him. Alright, we are all done with the kobolds. Let's head over here and turn in Bernice's necklace.
How are you? Safe travels.
And now we could head back to Goldshire. We could probably hearth back. Yeah, I don't know if we'll really need it again today, so let's go ahead and do that. That'll save us a little bit of time. Alternately, like, fighting as you run actually gets you, like, some experience. It'll get us some skins. Let's make the run back, and, we'll just fight anything we come across. If we come across anything. See, this right here, the fact that we can't skin this means that somebody didn't loot everything off the body.
Hello. Have a good one. Safe travels. See you later.
Light be with you. For the Alliance. Light be with you. Be careful. Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
Hey there. Have a good one. See you around. Have a good one.
Alright, let's go grab Leatherworking. Yeah, I feel like that would be fine.
Good day to you. Have a good one. What can I do for you?
And we'll grab the next rank of skinning, which cost us a lot of silver, actually.
Careful.
That was kind of sad. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of leatherworking. We could turn all of our scraps into light leather. Let's do that first. Part of me feels like we should only convert the scraps into light leather until we can no longer skill up from it. You know what I mean? But I guess the same thing with the light armor kits. Like, we mainly want to be using the light leather conversion and the light armor kits to skill up in the beginning until we can open up some better recipes. Honestly, looking at the quest we have, there's not really anything I want to do quite yet. I don't even really want to take on the Murlocs yet at our level, not at level 7. A couple of classes, the Rogue and the Hunter specifically, you don't have your full power until you hit level 10. On the Rogue, when you hit level 10, you get dual wield. Suddenly, you're dealing a lot more damage. On the Hunter, you get your pet. And suddenly, you're dealing any damage. And so, on the Hunter and the Rogue, you kind of have to be more careful before level 10 than maybe some of the other classes would have to be. I think I'm going to go back down to the leather farm. If we're going to do leatherworking, let's go farm the crap out of some boars, and we'll work on that for a little bit and see how that goes. See how even taking on this level 8 is sketchy? I might pop a potion here if we miss again. Okay, we got lucky, we dinged. But yeah, you can see that even being one level below an enemy on a rogue at this level is almost deadly. You really do have to be careful until you hit level 10. And I guess areas like this and practices like this are probably why the lower level leather does not sell on the auction house. When someone can go get it so easily, obviously it doesn't have a lot of value on the auction house. It looks like we have competition, guys. we have competition here. We've got a dwarf hunter here, and he's got skinning, and he's figured out exactly what we figured out, is that this is the place to be to get all of the free skins. It doesn't look like he stuck around though. That's crazy. I'm surprised he didn't stick around for at least for a little bit. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Nah, he's sticking around. He sees the opportunity here. Alright, I think that should be good for today. I know it's probably really boring to watch me just run around skinning stuff. Probably pretty boring. I mean, for me it's super exciting because it means we get to really propel our leatherworking like super early on, which is going to be awesome. I want to go to Stormwind and turn in the breadcrumb that we have there. Also, at about this level, it's probably a good time for us to zone hop. Similar to how the dwarf is here in the human lands, we should be zone hopping over to Dunmorrow. And we should be doing some quests over that way. We'll have, like, you know, the level 5, 6, and 7 stuff to do. We'll get a couple levels over there, and then we'll come back and we'll be ready to work on things like collecting the kelp. So yeah, let's head to Stormwind.
What can I do for you? See you around.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
Alright, let's do a little bit more leatherworking and just kind of see where we get. I don't think we'll get this to green, but maybe we should be making primarily the light armor kits for that. I'm not really sure. If I do want to keep doing just the leather scraps, I'd have to stash some of the actual leather in our bank to conserve inventory space. But I think we'll make the rest of these. And then I'll probably let this run. I'll let this run in my own time because, you know, we don't want to sit here and watch 91 light armor kits craft. But I'm super excited about that leather farm. That was really, really amazing. I would recommend anybody who is a human and wants to leather work, or even if you're a dwarf and you want to zone hop for it, to do what we just did. Some people find it annoying when you skin their enemies, but if they're not skinners themselves, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just either money or resources that are left on the ground, and I think it's really good that other players can come and skin the stuff that one person doesn't need. One person's trash is another person's treasure, after all. It's kind of how I see it. And then next time we will zone hop, we'll get on the tram, we'll go over to Dunmorrow, and we will start questing in the Dwarven lands. But I think I will end here for today, guys. It's been a really good day. We got 2 bags. Found the best leather farming spot in the game at low levels. And yeah, we're doing really well. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate the support on this one. If you're digging the content, leaving a like on the video and subbing to the channel help me out immensely. And I greatly appreciate those that do. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves out there in the real world and take care of each other. And we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.